This conference will now be recorded.
All right. So what we are going to discuss today, how to lift and shifting up SSIS packages from on-premises to the cloud environment. I have SSIS packages. What is a SSIS? SSIS is a ETL tool in your local on-premises. Similarly, how Azure Data Factory is doing, by using this SSIS also, you can able to design the ETL. But this SSIS is running in your local on-premises servers. Whatever the SSIS packages you are going to create. See, in Azure Data Factory, we are calling it as a pipelines, right? Here we are calling it as a packages. Whatever the packages you are creating, those packages, instead of scheduling in our on-premises, I want to move from on-premises to the cloud environment. Inside the Azure Data Factory, I want to execute this one. So, by using this SSIS, what I'm going to design over here. So, for example, I have a Azure SQL database and another Azure SQL database. But I want to use SSIS as a ETL tool to do the data loadings. Instead of Azure Data Factory, you can use this one. Source database. Target database. SSIS ETL. SSIS ETL. So now what I'm going to do, to design this SSIS ETL, you should install a SQL Server data tools for Visual Studio. SQL Server data tools for Visual Studio. Click over here. Yeah, so this one you need to download. Download SSDT for Visual Studio 2017. I'm just pinging this link in the GoToMeeting chat. You can download and install. It's a straightforward, very simple installation. You don't need to do much over here. Okay, so download and install. After you are downloading and installing, that will come like this: Visual Studio 2017 SSDT. So let me create a new SSIS project. Same, by using Azure Data Factory, what you are doing, by using Visual Studio, the same thing I'm going to do. Okay, so let me create a new project. Go to File, New Project. So you need to select under business intelligence integration services. This is SSIS. If you want to design SSAS analysis services tabular model, use this one. If you want to design SSRS, this one. You know MSBI? So many people knows about MSBI. MSBI contains three components. MSBI contains three components. One is SSIS, SSRS, and SSEAS. So this is integration services, this is reporting services, this is tabular service. So under this integration services, select this integration service project, E classes, SSIS. In this location you can click OK. Alright, so you need to create a first step package. See, under the SSIS packages, there is one dummy package created. If you want to rename this package, right click, rename it. So what you are trying to do, I'm going to load the EMP SQL to SQL loading package. That is my package name. Alright, so here you need to create. So you have a data flow task. Take the data flow task. And inside this data flow task, so whatever the activities you have in Azure Data Factory, similarly here also you have different kind of tasks. A activity in Azure Data Factory is equal to activity is equal to task. Activity is equal to task over here. So I'm taking data flow task, double click on this. Inside this data flow task, from where you are going to take the data, the OLEDB source and destinations. So what is your source? My source is OLEDB source, means SQL server. And if you want to apply any kind of transformations in between, like a data conversion and all those things, you can use the several transformations. If you want to aggregate, merge, lookup, these are all we are also going to discuss in Azure Data Factory in the data flows. So now I'm going to load the simply data into OLEDB destination. Simply go to the destinations. Under the destinations, take this OLEDB destination, OLEDB source and OLEDB destination. So now what I'm going to do, first you need to set up this SQL source and destination. Let me log into Azure portal. Sign in. Click on Azure portal. So click on SQL databases. Let me check whether I have already two databases or not. Yeah, already I have a source and destination. Let me use these only. So take the server name, because I want to create two connections, right? Source and destination. So copy the server name. How to create a linked services? Linked services are nothing but connection managers. Linked connect services, nothing but connection managers. How to create it? Right click, new OLEDB connection, create a new connection. Put the server name. Take the authentication. Take the source, test the connection. So from source database I am taking, click OK. Similarly, create one more connection for destination. New OLEDB connection, click on new. Right, two connections created. So one for source and one for the destination. So now what I'm going to do, so inside this data flow task, OLEDB source, I want to take the linked connection as a source E classes. And from which table you want to take the data, select that table, source table. And what are the list of columns you want to move? These are the columns. And just connect this one. Go to the destination. So I'm going to take the destination as a this one target. And to which table you want to load this data? I want to load this data into target table. And you need to do the mappings. So go to the mappings, personal ID. So here you can able to do the mappings over here. Done. Then click OK. So now what we can do, we can click on this control flow. Then you can click on start. So if you are executing, this is going to execute and load the data. Right, so it has loaded the data. Okay, stop the debugging. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this information. I mean, these packages, whatever we have created, this generally we are going to deploy into our SQL Server agent. Where we can schedule these SSIS packages to run daily in SQL Server agent. Then these SSIS packages are running, executing, and what is the computation power it will use? Your local computer RAM, CPU to execute. But I don't want to use this local computer CPU RAM. I want to move this into the Azure Cloud Services. Okay, so you need to deploy these SSIS packages into the integration service catalog of your local computer. I will show you. Okay, let me connect to this. See here, this is the integration service catalog. So here you need to create a SSIS-DB, create a catalog. Enable CRL, set some password. Okay, then click OK. So SSIS I haven't installed. The server I haven't installed over here. So that is the reason you cannot able to create a SSIS DB and you cannot deploy over here. Here you need to create SSIS DB. SSIS DB. So what I want to do, instead of deploying here, okay, after deploying here, what is the next step? Next step is under the SQL Server agent, we will create a jobs. Daily to schedule these jobs, we are using SQL Server agent. All our SSIS packages, whatever I have developed here, I will publish to this integration service catalog. How to publish? To publish to integration service catalog, simply you can go to Solution Explorer, right click and deploy. So once you click on deploy, this server name, this integration service catalog server name. What is the server? This is your server name. So this server name you need to provide. Then automatically packages will be deployed to that integration service catalog. Okay. Here you need to provide the server name. And then you can publish. But I don't want to publish to local computer integration service catalog. Then where you want to publish? I want to deploy my packages into the Azure Cloud Integration Service Catalog. So inside we have a Azure SQL database. That Azure SQL database contains, let me connect to the Azure SQL database. This is my Azure SQL database. Click connect over here. See, here you have an integration service catalog. Here I want to deploy. But how to create these SSIS packages, how to create SSIS DB over here, you cannot create over here. So for that, to lift and shifting of your SSIS packages from on-premises to Azure Cloud SQL database integration service catalogs, you need to install a integration runtime, that is SSIS integration runtime. All right, how to set up that one? Let me go to the data factory. So click on data factories, click on E classes BI factory, go to Open Azure Data Factory Studio. And here go to manage integration runtimes, click on new Azure SSIS integration runtime, lift and shifting of existing SSIS packages to execute in the Azure. Click continue, integration runtime SSIS. And so what is the capacity you want to give? Those many core processors you can select. I want to reduce this, and you can able to click continue. And also, what is your server? In which server integration service catalog you want to create SSIS DB? This one, right? Simply take that server name. This is a Azure SQL database. Yeah, that server name already I have given. Okay. And what is the username password of your E-class SQL database? All right. So it is going to create a SSIS DB. Click continue. Test the connection first. Done. Click continue. Create. So in this database, SSIS DB will be created here after this integration runtime created. So this integration runtime, what I am creating, this will provide a compute infrastructure to your SSIS packages to execute in the Azure. We have total 3 different integration runtimes: auto resolve, and self-hosted. What is the third one? Just try to refresh over here. So this is SSIS integration runtime is creating here. Right, it is successfully running. Now we can go over here and check. Right, see, SSIS DB is coming here. So try to create one folder, because you can create as many folders to store your projects, different projects. I'm going to give it as a e-classes. Click OK. Alright. So now I want to import the project. Right click, deploy the project. Click next. Integration. Where is your project? So just try to browse your project location. If it is already in your on-premises integration service catalog, give that server name. If you are already deploying into the on-premises SQL integration catalog, you can select that. I haven't, so it is under my local computer. So click browse. This is the one, right? So where is that located? That location, if you want to see, go to the properties window in your local computer. In this location that you have saved. So I selected that one only. Now you can click next. Click next. So this is my server. Select this SQL authentication. connect, click next, deploy. All right. So all your project pipelines are coming over here. You can see. These are the package. I'm sorry. I think we have done wrong one. Our package location is this one. We have selected a different one. Let me delete this project. Right click on the projects, deploy project. Click next and select the path, browse the path, but the path is this one. So inside this path, go over here. So where we can find out bin development. So we haven't get that manifest file. How to get that manifest file? Right click on your project and build it. So once you are clicking on build, it will build a solution. Now we can go back over here. Go back to the development or bin. Click on the development, e-classes. Yeah. Then click next. Click next. So I'm going to select this SQL Server Authentication. Then connect over here. Click next. Close it. Done. Alright. See, refresh over here. Go to the projects. Under that e-classes exercise packages. EMP SQL2 SQL loading package. So now we need to execute this package by using Azure Data Factory. Go inside author and create a pipeline, new pipeline. And what kind of activity you need to take? Execute SSIS package. See here. So which package you want to execute? So the package whatever I have deployed. Execute SSIS package. Go over here. Go to the settings. Integration runtime SSIS. Package location. SSIS DB. Okay. And in which folder? Try to refresh it. Select the folder. E-classes. E-classes SSIS. This is my SSIS package. Alright. Any parameters, any connection information, connection manager information. Like what is your server name, from which server you are taking the data, to which server you are loading the data. So that kind of information, if you want to change here, you can change. Okay, let me debug it. so it has executed and loading the data into your target database. Do you want to check? Okay, so this is person ID, name, last modified date. So let me truncate this table. Okay, I don't have any data. Let me execute this pipeline. All right. See, data has loaded. Okay, so this is how you can create some SSIS packages in SQL data tools for Visual Studio. Create SSIS packages in on-premises using SQL data tools, SQL Server data tools for Visual Studio, tools for Visual Studio. Create SSIS packages in on-premises using SQL Server data tools for Visual Studio. And deploy into Azure SQL Database Integration Service catalog. In that we have SSIS DB. Okay, then execute package activity in ADF. We can execute. So to create this, deploy into Azure SQL Database Integration Service Catalog and creating SSIS DB, we need to put use SSIS integration runtime. We need to use SSIS integration runtime. This whole process, we are calling it as a lift and shifting of SSIS packages from on-prem to cloud. From on-prem to the cloud, we are lifting and shifting of the SSIS packages. Clear? Any questions on this?
Ram, you created a package on Azure servers itself, data moving from Azure servers to Azure server. But when we create a same package in on-prem, that will load same way.
So when you are publishing this on-premises to here, then again you need to set up, because data is in on-premises.
Yeah.
This is on-premises and this is on-premises. Instead of taking your data, it has to take the data from on-premises servers and it has to load to the on-premises. Then again here you need to set up some kind of a integration runtime. Self-hosted integration runtime is required, right? Because data needs to be connect from here. So that is a lot of workaround is there. It is not only with the simple integration. So admin team needs to be taken care of that. Lot of configuration. I will give you the steps, but implementation point of view from our end it is a bit difficult. I will provide the steps.
No.
I will provide the steps. Instead of cloud, please keep in mute. Yeah, thank you. So instead of cloud, if the data is coming from on-premises, your SSIS package, and loading the data into on-premises. So how to set up this? What is the security mechanisms you need to follow? All those things I will provide some steps. Just follow the steps. But implementation, we cannot demonstrate that one. Even in interview point of view, you can able to tell them. I will provide those tips definitely tomorrow. But try to avoid this concept when you are giving the interview. Okay, lifting and shifting of SSIS, because if you are telling yes I do, then they will ask more questions on SSIS. Okay, try to skip no, we haven't. I worked completely for Azure Data Factory to implement this ETL process. But I am aware of the process, how to do the lifting and shifting of SSIS packages. In the next question, if your data source is on-premises SQL database, then how you are going to process the data, how your SSIS package is going to take the data once you are deploying to cloud. That question will come. So I will provide you that answer, some steps, then you can tell that simple answer. That's fair enough. Okay, this you can do hands-on. Whatever we did today, just do some hands-on by taking speaking. Okay, let's meet tomorrow. We'll discuss with some other activities, whatever we have, if condition and until activity. We'll try to complete those activities. Then we will go to the data flows. Inside the data flows, we have a lot of transformation techniques. We'll discuss those transformation techniques on Monday.